Hello and welcome to Dr. Sayed's English World. I'm Dr. Sayed Madbouli. أهلا بكم في القناة. معكم الدكتور سيد مدبولي. This is actually going to be video number 1 in which we are going to introduce exam 1. Actually we are going to introduce a series of exams. احنا ده هيكون إن شاء الله الفيديو الأولاني اللي هنقدم فيه الاختبار الأولاني من سلسلة اختبارات. By the way, we have just covered the whole course, all the 12 units, and it's time we started having some exams. طبعا احنا خلصنا الكورس كله ال 12 وحدة شرحناهم، وحان الوقت ان احنا ناخد بعض الاختبارات. Actually the test is prepared according to the specifications of the final year exam. طبعا هو مجهز حسب مواصفات اختبارات نهاية العام and it contains essay questions ويحتوي على أسئلة مقالية. Okay, before we start the first exam, let's have a look at the content of the series. قبل ما نبدأ الاختبار الأولاني خلينا بس نشوف محتويات اللي هو السلسلة. We're going to have 4 exams. Each one will cover 3 of the 12 units. هيكون عندنا 4 اختبارات، كل واحدة هيغطي 3 من ال 12 وحدة اللي بيكون منها المنهج. المنهج بيكون من 12 وحدة. So for example, exam 1 will cover units 1, 2 and 3. على سبيل المثال الاختبار الأولاني هيغطي الوحدات 1 و2 و3. exam 2 will cover units 4, 5 and 6. الاختبار الثاني هيغطي الوحدات 4 و5 و6. exam 3 will cover units 7, 8 and 9. والاختبار الثالث هيغطي الوحدات 7 و8 و9. and finally exam 4 will cover units 10, 11 and 12. والاختبار الرابع هيغطي الوحدات 11 و12 10 و11 و12. We're going to have 6 exams. هيكون عندنا 6 اختبارات. 3 covers term 1. 3 هيغطوا الفصل الدراسي الأول اللي هي units from 1 to 6 اللي هي الوحدات من 1 ل 6. and 3 will cover the second term units 7 to 12. والثلاث اختبارات الثانية هتغطي الترم الثاني اللي هو الوحدات من 7 ل 12. We're going to have 2 exams. Each one will cover the 12 units or the whole course. هيكون عندنا اختبارين، كل واحد منها هيغطي الكورس كامل اللي هم ال 12 وحدة. Before you watch the video, don't forget to subscribe in the channel. قبل ما تشوف الفيديو ما تنساش الاشتراك. To support us with the likes, دعمنا باللايكس. To hit the notification bell to get all the videos I publish. دوس على جرس التنبيهات بتوصلك إن شاء الله كل الفيديوهات اللي أنا بنشرها. Share the video with anyone who may benefit from it. شارك الفيديو مع أي شخص ممكن يستفيد منه. and also send us your comments. Your comments are highly important. ما تنساش ترسل لنا تعليقاتك مهمة جدا بالنسبة لنا. Okay, before we start the first exam, let me tell you what we're going to do. قبل ما أبدأ الاختبار الأولاني بس خليني هقول لك هنعمل إيه. I'm not going to answer the exam. أنا طبعا مش هجاوب الاختبار. You're going to answer it by yourself. طبعا أنت هتجاوبه بنفسك. I want you to write the right choices on a piece of paper or in your notebook. And later on you will check your answers in the description under this video. طبعا أنت هتكتب الإجابات الصحيحة، وبعد كده كل اللي عليك إنك تعمله إنك أنت ممكن تكتبها في ورقة أو تكتبها في دفترك، وتحت وصف هذا الفيديو أنا هتلاقي الإجابات الصحيحة بتاع الأسئلة كلها، فأنت ممكن تشيك على إجاباتك تحت وصف الفيديو. Okay, let's start the test. Choose the best answer to complete the sentences. اختار الإجابة الصحيحة لتكمل الجمل. He is certainly a chat, cheat, bias, spin. He copied someone else's research and claimed that it is his. Okay, so choose the right answer. Write it as I said in your notebook or on a piece of paper. أنت طبعا إذا محتاج وقت عشان if you need time to answer the question, you can pause the video and then take your time, choose the right answer and then continue. طبعا لو أنت محتاج وقت عشان تفكر في السؤال، أنت هتعمل pause، هتوقف الفيديو، اقرأ السؤال زي ما أنت عاوز، وبعدين اختار الإجابة الصحيحة وبعد كده استمر. Number 2, he has got to be of himself. He has got to be of himself. he has got a 0 on the last test. He has got to be proud of himself, ashamed of himself, pleased of himself, afraid of himself. So choose the right answer. And then let's move to number 3. The of this table is very soft. The impact, scar, face, surface. So choose the best answer. Number 4. It is to think that girls are not good at STEM subjects. It is a prejudice, stereotype, type, incident. Choose the right word. Prejudice, stereotype, type, incident. Number 5. Having very little or no sugar is the best for diabetes. Is the best cause, treatment, illness, surgeon. So choose the right word, the correct word. Is it cause, treatment, illness, or surgeon? Number 6. Leaking books to be used for free on the internet is a kind of space punished by law. So it's a kind of cheat, piracy, pirates, chat. Think of the right word and choose it. Write it whether in your notebook or on a piece of paper or in the comments. It's up to you. But as I told you before, inshallah, you will find the answers in the description of the video. But don't check the answers until you finish answering the test by yourself. طبعا يعني عايزك زي ما قلت لك قبل كده اكتب الإجابة في ورقة في دفتر في الكومنتس، وبعد كده هتشيك عليها في الوصف بتاع الفيديو دون. بس ارجو انك ما تشيكش ولا تشوف الاجابات الا بعد ما تخلص اجاباتك بنفسك عشان تشوف انت يعني انجازك هو ايه بالظبط. While I shower, someone phoned me. And by the way, here we start grammar questions. طبعا هنا بنبدا اسئله القواعد. And okay, while I had, was having, did have, am having a shower, someone phoned me. So choose the right verb form. Okay. هنا طبعا قواعد هنختار الشكل الصحيح للفعل. Okay. So let's move to number 8. It is highly important for doctors to keep health for all patients. And this is not grammar. This is vocabulary. ده طبعا مش سؤال قواعد، لا ده سؤال مفردات. You know, they are mixed. طبعا هي مختلطة مع المفردات، مختلطة مع القواعد. It's highly important for doctors to keep health papers, records, placements, figures for all patients. So what is the right word? Health what? Health papers, health records, health placements, health figures. Number 9. The plane had left before we at the airport. The plane had left before we arrived, are arriving, have arrived, arrive. Choose the right verb form. This is again, this is grammar. طبعا السؤال ده في القواعد. Before we arrived, before we are arriving, before we have arrived, before we arrive. After the bus, we arrived at the bus stop. After the bus has left, will leave, leaves, had left. Again, this is grammar. It shows the correct verb form. Okay, هنختار هنا الشكل الصحيح للفعل. We're talking about tenses here. Okay, طبعا هنا احنا بنتكلم عن الأزمنة. Let's move to number 11. My father at a bank for 35 years before he retired. My father will have been working, has worked, is working, had been working. Choose the best answer or the correct answer. هنا برضو again we're talking about tenses. This is grammar. طبعا احنا برضو احنا بنتكلم عن الأزمنة واحنا هنا طبعا بنتكلم عن القواعد. Number 12. Toyota makes cars on a scale than a lot of other car companies. On a big scale, a bigger scale, a biggest scale, the biggest scale than a lot of other car companies. Here we are talking about adjectives. We're talking about the comparative and superlative. طبعا هنا احنا بنتكلم على القواعد وبنتكلم على الصفات المقارنات اللي هي ما بين اثنين واكثر من اثنين. Number 13. Seeing hunters killing seals was the experience I've ever had. Was the most shocking experience, the shocking experience, the most shocking experience, the less shocking experience. Again, we're talking about adjectives, we're talking about comparatives and superlatives. هنا برضو بنتكلم على الصفات، بنتكلم على المقارنات من اثنين أو أكثر من اثنين. For the next 6 months, I own a big project in Port Said. I'm using Port Said here because it is my city. طبعا أنا بستخدم بورسعيد هنا لأن هي مدينتي. For the next 6 months, I was working, will have worked, will be working, had been working. Again, we're talking about tenses. هنا طبعا برضو بنتكلم عن الأزمنة. Number 15. By 2050, I think that astronomers knew planets outside our solar system. Okay, so by 2050, I think astronomers will have found, find, have found, are finding. Again, we're talking about tenses. It's a future tense, but what kind of future tense? هنا برضو بنتكلم على الأزمنة. هذا زمن مستقبل بس أي نوع من الأزمنة المستقبلية. So choose the right answer. We won't be able to grow any crops in this desert until we enough underground water. Until we will find, have found, will be finding, found. Again, we are talking about grammar, we are talking about tenses. Okay, so choose the right answer. We won't be able to grow any crops in this desert until we will find, have found, will be finding, found. Number 17. The closest word in meaning to the word grumpy is أقرب كلمة في Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to translate. Okay. The closest word in meaning to the word grumpy is happy, optimistic, realistic, bad-tempered. And here, this is a vocabulary question. طبعا السؤال ده في المفردات. I felt homesick my stay in England. I felt homesick while my stay, when my stay, during my stay, on my stay. And this is actually grammar. Okay, ده السؤال في القواعد. اختار الإجابة الصحيحة. While my stay, when my stay, during my stay, on my stay. Number 19. She has made a great contribution to social work in her neighborhood. Contribution here is a synonym for, pay attention to the word synonym. Synonym means same meaning. Adaptation, donation, motion, fabrication. So contribution is same meaning or synonym for adaptation, donation, motion, fabrication. They have just me that they have renewed my contract for 2 more years. They have just asked, said, informed, ordered. This is actually a vocabulary question, because we have got to choose the right verb with regard to meaning. طبعا ده سؤال مفردات، لازم اختار الفعل اللي هو له معنى مناسب هنا. Whether asked, said, informed, or ordered. Asked me, said me, informed me, ordered me. "21. People like to themselves in water when they feel hot. To appear themselves, float themselves, immerse themselves or immerse themselves." Choose the right word, the right verb. Again, this is a vocabulary question. طبعا ده برضو سؤال في المفردات يعتمد على معنى الفاعل. 22. This is the most critical situation I had ever been faced. I have ever faced. I had ever faced. I have ever been faced. So choose the right phrase, the right answer, and this is grammar. طبعا السؤال في القواعد. Which of the following is punctuated correctly? The teacher said, "You must follow school rules, حاتم." Look at the punctuation. لازم نبص هنا على علامات الترقيم. And here we have a reported speech, direct speech. هنا طبعا عندنا كلام مباشر. فالمفروض عشان تحل السؤال ده to be aware of the punctuation marks. لازم تكون عارف علامات الترقيم بالذات اللي هو الكلام المباشر. The teacher said, "You must follow school rules, حاتم." Look at everything, the full stop, the converted commas, okay, the comma, everything. The teacher said, "You must follow school rules, حاتم." The teacher said, "You must follow school rules, حاتم." Of course, this is the same sentence, but we have different punctuation marks. Only one is right. طبعا هنا نفس الجملة A, B, C and D نفس الجملة بالضبط. الاختلاف في علامات الترقيم كلها غلط إلا واحدة فقط. Okay, so have a look at them again. I know this question will take some time, so you can pause the video and choose the right answer and then go ahead. طبعا هنا ممكن انت هياخد منك وقت اطول. وقف الفيديو لغايه ما تختار الاجابه الصحيحه وبعد كده كمل الفيديو. Number 24. Pollution has a serious effect on our health. However, a lot of people are still ignorant of the importance of keeping the environment clean. This shows how in ideas, we have here addition, contrast, possibility or reason. فهنا عندي ايه بالظبط اللي السؤال ده بيظهره او هذه العبارة بتظهره. هل بتظهر addition? It's a vocabulary question. Addition, contrast, possibility or reason. Okay. Number 25. In a Hawk sentence, you need to, a Hawk sentence, this is in writing, okay? When you write, you may need to use a Hawk sentence and in your essay or in your paragraph. طبعا هنا هذا لها علاقة بالكتابة. فما انت مثلا لو بتكتب فقرة بالذات لو بتكتب مقال فممكن تستخدم هذه اللي اسمها الهوك سنتنس. عشان ليه بتستخدم هوك سنتنس؟ Sum up your essay by briefly revising the information covered. Grab the reader's attention to read the essay. Support, explain, illustrate, or provide evidence for the idea expressed in the topic sentence. Analyze 2 points of view by either comparing them, contrasting them, or both. So, in a Hawk sentence, you do what? Choose one of these. And again, if it's going to take you a lot of time, pause the video, please. Now we come to the second part of the exam, which is reading comprehension. هنيجي بقى للجزء الثاني من الاختبار اللي هو قطع الفهم. Read the text and answer the question. اقرأ النص وأجب على الأسئلة. And of course, what you can do is to just pause the video, read, because it's going to take you some time, and then move to the next part or the next slide. طبعا هنا في الحالة دي ممكن انت توقف الفيديو لغاية ما تقرأ وبعدين تنتقل تاني مرة أخرى للسلايد اللي بعد كده. And by the way, you can have a screenshot. Okay, you can use your mobile phone, have a screenshot, read and then return back to the video. يعني طبعا برضه ممكن تاخد سكرين شوت وتقرأ وبعد كده ترجع للفيديو مرة أخرى. It's up to you يعني. Okay, and I'm going to read it for you. Few women had become pharaohs of ancient Egypt before Hatshepsut was one of the most important females in Egyptian history. She was pharaoh from around 1479 BCE to 1458 BCE, making her one of the longest ruling females during her 21st years of rule. She improved trade with other countries which had stopped for many years during a war. Pictures from the walls of ancient temples show Hatshepsut's ships trading with a country called Punt or Punt, I don't know يعني. ما أعرفش بقى قراءتها Punt ولا Punt. Now part of East Africa, from where her ships brought back gold, valuable stones, and animal skins. They also brought back trees which were planted when they returned to Egypt. This is believed to be the first time foreign trees were grown in a different country. The journey to Punt was probably the first of other trading trips, which included visits to Papyrus, now is Lebanon, and Sinai. Money from This trade helped Hatshepsut to build many amazing buildings and bring many years of peace and wealth to Egypt. The many buildings that Hatshepsut had built were usually larger and more impressive than buildings of the past. Her most famous buildings include the temples at Bini Hassan and at Deir el-Bahari, which some people call one of the wonders of the ancient world. But she also helped to repair other older monuments that had been damaged and started a period of artistic creativity. Hatshepsut had many statues made of herself, and you can find them in many of the world's greatest museums today. Many of the statues that were made at this time were in the Thutmose style, named after her father Thutmose I, which people today consider as the typical ancient Egyptian style. The mummy of Hatshepsut and lots of information about her can be found at the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization. Okay, let's move to the question. Question number 26. What was Hatshepsut's main contribution to ancient Egypt? She had statues built. She brought peace and wealth to the country. She helped women become pharaohs. She was a female stereotype. So choose the right answer of this question. Okay, let's move to the next question. Which of the following do we not learn about point from the text? Many trees grew there. People hunted animals there. It was a rich country. Number D. It had many wars with ancient Egypt. Okay. So think of the right answer. Which of the following do we not learn about point from the text? By the way, pay attention to this type of questions, because here it says, do we not? Not do we learn? No, do we not learn? So pay attention to this. Do we not learn? Many trees grow there. People hunted animals there. It was a rich country. It had made many wars with ancient Egypt. على فكرة أنا عايز أنبهك للنوع ده من الأسئلة، لأن النوع ده من الأسئلة ممكن يكون خادع. لو أنت ما انتبهتش لنوت ممكن زي ما تقول بتقع في فخ يعني. لأن هنا المفروض إنك أنت هتختار المعلومة اللي مش متوفرة في القطعة. Okay, let's move to 28. How could Hatshepsut afford to build so much during her rule? She improved trade with other countries. She won wars with other countries. She planted trees from other countries. She had many statues made of herself. So what is the right choice? And by the way, let me tell you something. You need to practice a lot. I mean, to practice answering reading comprehension passages a lot. طبعا انت محتاج انك تمارس اجابة القطع بشكل كبير، لان ده بيساعدك ان شاء الله في حل اختبار نهاية العام. Because in the final exam you're going to have 2 reading comprehension passages. الاختبار النهائي هيكون فيه قطعتين عليهم أسئلة، فلازم نهتم بهذا الأمر. What do we know about the statues that were made of Hatshepsut? They are unusual. They are in a style that people expect. They are in a very unpopular style. They are more impressive than other statues. Okay, again, you need to take your time. Okay. By pausing the video, of course. طبعا انت لو عايز تاخد وقت وقف الفيديو. Let's move to the next part. Question number 30. According to the article, gold, valuable stones and animals were finally kept in pont or pont, I don't know يعني معلش أنا نطقها مش عارفه يعني هل هو pont or pont مش عارف يعني sold to African countries, brought to Egypt, restored before the reign of Hatshepsut. So according to the article معناها هنا the passage اللي هي القطعة يعني gold, valuable stones and animals were finally kept in pont, sold to African countries, brought to Egypt, restored before the reign of Hatshepsut. Think of the right answer. Number 31. People consider Deir al-Bahari one of the wonders of the ancient world. Wonders is similar in meaning to the word wonders is similar in meaning to obstacles, myths, marvels, superstitions. So choose the word which is similar meaning to the word wonders. Okay? So let's move to the next question. 32. We can see the mummy of Hatshepsut at the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization in East of Africa, and the temple at Beni Hassan, at a museum in Pont. So where can we see the mummy of Hatshepsut? At the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization in East of Africa, and the temples at Beni Hassan, at a museum in Pont. Number 33. Trade with other countries during Hatshepsut's rule flourished, declined, stopped, was the same as. Okay, so choose the right answer. Flourished, trade with other countries, flourished, declined, stopped, was at the same as during Hatshepsut's rule. 34. According to the article, which of the following gives incorrect information? During the reign of Hatshepsut, foreign trees were planted in Egypt. Hatshepsut had older monuments repaired. Hatshepsut ruled Egypt for more than 20 years. Today, people consider the Thutmoside style of making statues as a typical modern one. So according to that, which of the following gives incorrect information? Pay attention to this. Incorrect and not correct information. So what is the incorrect information? During the reign of Hatshepsut, foreign trees were planted in Egypt. Hatshepsut had older monuments repaired. Hatshepsut ruled Egypt for more than 20 years. Today, people consider the Thutmoside style of making statues as a typical modern one. 35. Hatshepsut, during her reign, had a lot of amazing buildings built, brought wealth to the country, achieved peace, all of the above. طبعا all of the above دي معناها كل ما سبق. Again, Hatshepsut, during her reign, had a lot of amazing buildings built, brought wealth to the country, achieved peace, all of the above. Okay, now we come to translation. خلينا بقى احنا نيجي للترجمة هنا. Read the sentences and choose the correct translation from A, B, C or D. اقرأ الجملة أو الجمل واختار الإجابة الصحيحة اللي هي الترجمة الصحيحة للجمل دي من A, B, C أو D. Innovation is endless. The more than seekers progress and welfare. The more man seeks progress and welfare, the more he invents things that make life easier. However, do you think all inventions don't have negative aspects? And this is a question. Okay. So what is the correct translation of these sentences? I'm going to read them again. Innovation is endless. The more man seeks progress and welfare, the more he invents things that make life easier. However, do you think all inventions don't have negative aspects? And of course, if you need time, pause the video to check the answers and choose the correct answer. طبعا لو محتاج وقت اعمل pausing للفيديو لغاية ما تختار الإجابة. A. الابتكار لا نهاية له، فكلما ابتكر الإنسان أشياء تجعل الحياة أسهل، كلما سعى إلى التقدم والرفاهية، ومع ذلك هل تعتقد أن كل الاختراعات ليست لها جوانب إيجابية؟ B. الابتكار لا نهاية له، فكلما سعى الإنسان إلى التقدم والرفاهية، كلما ابتكر أشياء تجعل الحياة أسهل، ومع ذلك هل تعتقد أن كل الاختراعات ليست لها جوانب سلبية؟ C. الابتكار لا نهاية له، فكلما سعى الإنسان إلى التقدم والتطور، كلما اشترى أشياء تجعل الحياة أسهل، ولذلك هل تعتقد أن كل الاختراعات ليست لها جوانب سلبية؟ D. الرفاهية لا نهاية لها، فكلما سعى الإنسان إلى التقدم والرفاهية، كلما ابتكر أشياء تجعل الحياة أسرع، ومع ذلك هل تعتقد أن الرفاهية ليست لها جوانب سلبية؟ So read the sentences and choose the right translation. هتقرأ الجمل واختار الترجمة and pay attention to every word. انتبه لكل كلمة، لأنك ممكن تلاقي الاختلاف في كلمة واحدة. هنا مثلا هنا قال لك الابتكار، هنا قال لك الرفاهية مثلا يعني. ماشي؟ فهنا هتلاقي بعض كلمات يعني في كلمات مختلفة هي اللي هتكون الفيصل وياك. Okay, number 37. رقم 37. Women have played a pivotal role, and by the way, pay attention to the pronunciation of this word. This is the phonetic transcription of the word pivotal. ننتبه لنطق الكلمة هذه، كلمة pivotal. دي الكتابة الصوتية بتاعتها. Women have played a pivotal role in the renaissance of ancient and modern societies. Through this role, they demonstrated their ability to achieve positive change in those societies. Okay, what is the right translation? لقد أظهرت المرأة دورا محوريا في نهضة المجتمعات القديمة والحديثة، واستعرضت في تلك الفترة قدرتها على تحقيق التغيير النسبي في تلك المجتمعات. B. لقد لعبت المرأة دورا محوريا في بناء المجتمعات القديمة والحديثة، وأظهرت من خلال هذا الدور رغبتها في تحقيق التغيير الإيجابي في تلك المجتمعات. Look here, we have here التغيير النسبي، التغيير الإيجابي. Pay attention, just one word could be different. C. لقد لعبت المرأة دورا عاديا في نهضة المجتمعات القديمة والحديثة، وأظهرت من خلال هذا الدور قدرتها على تحقيق التغيير الإيجابي في تلك الحضارات. هنا مثلا لقد لعبت المرأة دورا عاديا، شوف هنا دورا محوريا، دورا عاديا. اوكي. دي لقد لعبت المرأة دورا محوريا في نهضة المجتمعات القديمة والحديثة، وظهرت من خلال هذا الدور قدرتها على تحقيق التغيير الإيجابي في تلك المجتمعات. So choose the right answer. Pay attention to every word in the translation. طبعا يعني اختار الإجابة الصحيحة، انتبه لكل كلمة في الترجمة. Okay. So again, if you don't have enough time, pause the video. زي المعتاد، لو ما عندكش وقت كافي اعمل pausing للفيديو لحد ما تختار الإجابة الصحيحة. Number 38. Now we have translation from Arabic into English. طب الوقت عندنا بقى ترجمة من عربي لإنجليزي. من المتوقع أن تتوقف طباعة الصحف في العقود القليلة القادمة. سنقرأ الأخبار عبر الإنترنت، لذلك سنحتاج إلى معرفة المزيد عن المواقع الإلكترونية الجديدة التي يمكن أن تعطينا وجهة نظر المفروض تكون متوازنة. هنا تقريبا في تاء مربوطة رايحة متوازنة، هي وجهة نظر متوازنة. اوكي هنا تقريبا في تاء مربوطة ناقصة يا شباب. خلينا نشوف الترجمة اللي هي باللغة الإنجليزية. In the next few decades, I think that we will have continued printing newspapers. We won't be reading the news offline, so we will need to know about new books that can give us a balanced point of view. B. In the next few years, I think that we will have stopped printing newspapers. We will be borrowing the news online, so we will need to know about new websites that can give us a fixed point of view. C. In the next few decades, it is expected that printing newspapers will have stopped. We will be reading the news online, so we will need to know about new websites that can give us a balanced point of view. D. In the next few decades, I think that we will have stopped printing newspapers. We will be reading the news online, so we will need to know about new websites that can give us a balanced point of view. Now I want to attract your attention to something. Pay attention to every word. Okay, here for example, in the next few decades it's the same in A, B, C and D. Okay, شوف هنا نفس الشيء in the next few decades. I think that we will have continued printing. هنا I think that we will have stopped printing. Continued, stopped. Pay attention. هنا it is expected. I think that it is expected. So pay attention to every word. You need to pay attention to every word. Here, a balanced point of view, a fixed point of view. Okay? Here, we won't be reading. We will be borrowing. We will be reading. We will be reading. So pay attention to these differences and choose the right answer. 39. I'm sorry, I've got to stop the alarm. هذا 39 برضه ترجمة من العربي الإنجليزي. يهدف منتدى شباب العالم المقام في مصر سنويا إلى الدعم الكامل للشباب وتحديد كل المشكلات التي تواجههم وحلها للاستفادة بشكل فعال من مهاراتهم وإمكانياتهم في تطوير المجتمع وتحقيق التنمية الشاملة. A. The International Men Forum, which is held in Egypt annually, aims to fully support young people and identify and solve all the problems that they face to effectively benefit from their skills and capabilities in developing society and achieving comprehensive improvement. Okay, the International Youth Forum, which is held in Egypt annually. Look here, the International Men Forum, here Youth Forum, okay, which is held in Egypt annually, seems to fully care, هنا aims to fully care, هنا seems to fully care for young people and simplify and solve the problems they face to effectively benefit from their skills and capabilities in improving society and achieving comprehensive development. C. The World Youth Forum. So we have here international, and here we have the world, okay, which is annually held in Egypt, aims to fully support and support youth and identify and solve the problems they face to effectively benefit from their skills and capabilities in developing society, achieving comprehensive
development. D, the local youth forum. Look here, we have here local, world, international. The local youth forum, which is held in Egypt annually, aims to fully look for young people and identify and postpone all the problems they face to effectively benefit from their skills and capabilities in developing society and achieving comprehensive development. So think of the right answer, the right translation, and have a look at every word. Where you need to have a critical eye. Okay, here you have got to check especially the main words. They make difference. منتدى شباب العالم. Is it International Men Forum, International Youth Forum, World Youth Forum, or Local Youth Forum? So it's only one word makes a difference. كلمة واحدة بس بتعمل فرق في المعنى. Check the meaning. I mean, have your time and choose the right translation. Number 40. تهتم الدولة دائما بحماية حقوق الملكية الفكرية للمؤلفين والناشرين، لذا تفرض عقوبة صارمة على القرصنة الفكرية وتسريب الكتب حفاظا على حقوق المنتجين ودور الناشر. The state is always takes care of, protect the intellectual property rights of authors and publishers. So it imposes a strict penalty on intellectual piracy and book leak in order to preserve the rights of producers and publishing homes. The state is always interested in protecting the intellectual property rights of authors and publishers, so it proposes a strict penalty on intellectual piracy and book diversion in order to preserve the rights of producers and publishing houses. The state is always interested in protecting the intellectual property rights of authors and publishers, so it imposes a strict penalty on intellectual piracy and book leaking in order to preserve the rights of producers and publishing houses. D. The state is always interested in protecting the intellectual liberty rights of authors and publishers, so it imposes a strict penalty on intellectual piracy and book leak in order to preserve the rights of producers and publishing houses. Pay attention to, for example, here, for example, we have state with E and state without E. Okay, so here also we have state with E. And also pay attention to, look here, the state is always takes. Even if the grammar here is not right, okay? انتبه هنا القواعد. The state is always takes. The state is always interested. هنا تهتم. Okay. The state is always interested. The state is always interested. So pay attention to such words. Here we have, for example, look at the publishing homes, publishing houses. Okay. So there are certain words which will help you to identify the right translation of the sentences. فهيكون في كلمات معينة هي اللي هتوجهك للترجمة الصحيحة.
Okay, questions 42 and 43 are questions on the story Great Expectations. طبعا الأسئلة 42 و 43 دي أسئلة على القصة اللي هي Great Expectations. You are going to write. طبعا هنا هتكتب أنت المفروض هتكتب الإجابة. Number 42. Do you feel sorry for Miss Havisham at all and why? هل تشعر بالأسى تجاه السيدة هافشام أو أي نوع من الأسى ولماذا؟ 43. In what ways do you think Istla is a cruel character? يعني ازاي بترى استلا على اساس انها شخص فظ او يعني عنيف، يعني مش لطيف ابدا يعني. Okay, write an essay of about 250 words on one of the following. اكتب مقالة في حدود 250 كلمة على أحد الموضوعات التالية. And by the way, I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 topics. Of course, in the final exam, they are going to give you maybe 2 titles or at most 3, and you are going to choose one. But I have included here all the important topics in units 1, 2, and 3. طبعا في الاختبار نهاية السنة أنا حطيت لك هنا 7 موضوعات، وهي أهم موضوعات في الوحدات 1 و2 و3. لكن في نهاية السنة هدي لك موضوعين، أقصى حاجة هدي لك 3 وتختار واحد. Okay, number A, the qualities a good journalist should have. اللي هي المواصفات التي ينبغي أن تتوفر في الصحفي الجيد. B, people should share the news that matters most to them. الناس مفروض تشارك الأخبار اللي هي بتهمهم أكثر in their communities في مجتمعاتهم rather than أكثر من relying on الاعتماد على what local news organizations ما think they should be interested in. ما تعتقد اللي هي منظمات الأخبار المحلية أنهم مفروض أن يهتموا به من الأخبار يعني. Do you think that people are more or less prejudiced against women today than in the past? هل في رأيك أن الناس الآن أكثر تحيزا ضد المرأة اليوم أكثر من الماضي؟ Which form of technology is most innovative and useful today? أي نوع من التكنولوجيا يعتبر أكثر إبداعا وأكثر فائدة اليوم؟ An outstanding Egyptian woman with great achievements. امرأة مصرية مميزة وعندها إنجازات عظيمة. The advantages and disadvantages of international sports competitions such as the FIFA World Cup and Olympic Games. مميزات ومساوئ اللي هي المنافسات الرياضية الدولية زي كأس العالم والألعاب الأولمبية. The pros and cons of tabloid and broadsheet reports. مساوئ ومحاسن اللي هي التابلويد. طبعا التابلويد اللي هي صحف الإثارة اللي بيكون فيها أخبار عن لاعب الكرة والفن والممثلين والكلام ده. and broadsheet reports. broadsheet طبعا اللي هي الصحف الرسمية. فهنا عندي محاسن ومساوئ التقارير اللي موجودة في الصحف الإثارة واللي موجودة في الصحف الرسمية. Before I move to the next slide, you need to prepare yourself to write about all these topics. طبعا المفروض تجهز نفسك انك تكتب عن كل هذه الموضوعات. This is actually the end of video number 1 in the series. ده طبعا نهاية الفيديو الأولاني في سلسلة الاختبارات. And in this video we introduced exam 1 which covers units 1, 2 and 3. طبعا في الفيديو ده قدمنا الاختبار الأولاني اللي هو بيغطي الوحدات 1 و2 و3. إن شاء الله in the next video number 2 we're going to introduce an exam which covers units 4, 5 and 6. إن شاء الله الفيديو الجاي هيكون اختبار بيغطي الوحدات 4 و5 و6. Don't forget to subscribe in the channel, to support us with the likes, to hit the notification bell to get all the videos I publish, to share the video with anyone who may need it, and to send us your comments. ما تنساش الاشتراك في القناة، تدعمنا باللايكس، تدوس على جرس التنبيهات عشان توصلك كل الفيديوهات اللي أنا بنشرها. شارك الفيديو مع أي شخص ممكن يحتاجه. ابعث لنا تعليقاتك. Until we meet again in another video, I wish you all success. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.